Casio, Casio, Casio. They're such a beloved brand in the watch world, and I'm happy to do a full review today on one of their cool little watches that might not be so well known. It's from their A168 line of watches, which many of us are familiar with, but this one is maybe a higher end version of that budget-friendly line. This one has an MSRP price of about $65. It has some extras that are here with it, like a stainless steel bracelet and that negative display. So I've spent a good bit of time with this watch. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm happy to now finally do a full review in this video today. So let's jump right in. Alright, well, here it is, and there might be some scratches, some smudges on this watch because I have been wearing it, but just keep that in mind. We're just going to jump right into the specs and features here. There are a couple different model numbers that I've seen for this particular watch, so I've put both of them on the screen for your reference. Hopefully that can help you if you're looking for this watch. The movement is the module 3298 from Casio. The battery that is used here is a CR2016, and typically that battery has about a 7-year life with normal use of a watch like this. The crystal is just an acrylic plastic crystal. The case material is a resin plastic of some kind. Case diameter in between the buttons came out to be 35.2 millimeters. Case thickness 9.5 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 38.4. Lug width is 18 millimeters. The band material on this model is stainless steel. Water resistance is really unknown. All I could find is just water resist, so it's probably about 30 meters if I were to guess. The weight on this watch is 49.2 grams. And the MSRP is about $65, whereas base models in the A168 line of watches can be found for $20 or maybe even less, if I remember correctly. So what are my initial thoughts on this piece? Like I said, I think this is kind of an higher end version of the Casio A168 line. If there is such a thing, this would be it. I was wanting something that was on a bracelet in this style of watch that was blacked out, and so I've been really satisfied with this piece. Although it's not really black, it's more of a gunmetal look, but I think it looks and really feels great, especially on a wrist like mine. The case here is very familiar if you know this kind of watch from Casio. It's that A168 style and shape, and most people who know Casio watches could point this out as a Casio on your wrist from afar off. The case is polished, gunmetal look. It is susceptible to smudging, as you can see there. And it is probably pretty fragile. That would be one of my cons with this case, is being plastic. I'm afraid of hitting it against something, crushing it, and cracking the case or something like that. So I would really love to see them make these in an actual solid stainless steel case. I think that would be absolutely amazing if they would do that, and maybe make it a $100 watch. I'm not quite sure. There is a solid stainless steel case back here, as you can see, and it is screwed down. 3 buttons on this watch with a little bump out over here where there is no button, and the functionality here is really easy, and the buttons really work great. This first one is the light. This one here is the mode button that toggles through the different things, and this one can change to 24-hour time as you press it there, and back to AM and PM. Functionality is great. There are a number of function here. Mainly it's a light. There's the alarm again, as you can see, and then there is a stopwatch, which is all very easy to use. Stop it, start it right with the same button, and then you can reset it right there. Very intuitive and not hard to use at all, but you can always look up the manual on Casio's website. They always make that available and very easy to find. The outer display on this watch is black, and as you can see, it's just filled with writing of all kinds. Casio, alarm, chrono, electroluminescence. You got illuminator down below, water resist, WR, and then what each button does on the side there. But the actual display on this model is a negative display, as you can tell, and I've found it to be quite good. Even in daylight, I've found that this display is good and legible, which I appreciate, because some negative displays are really hard to see, especially in daylight, but I've found this one to be pretty good. Speaking of daylight, I would love to see Casio make a watch like this one right here, solar powered. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I know they have that tough solar technology they use in a lot of G-Shock models, and even their ProTrek line of watches, a lot of them are solar powered. If they could make one of these solar powered, a little watch like this, man, it would last forever. I'd love to see them do that. The backlight on this watch I think is really great as well, so let's check that out right now. So it's not completely dark in here, but you can see that that backlight really works well. Has a blue tone to it, and as long as you hold it down, it will stay on. Now, of course, the more you use the backlight, the more the battery gets drained, but I am impressed with the quality of this backlight on this watch. So another reason that this model is a little more expensive is because it comes on this stainless steel bracelet. It is nice for what it is. It matches the case very well, that gunmetal look again. It's just folded steel with these very thin links, but it is good for what it is. It feels comfortable on the wrist, and with the clasp system that is here, you can just pop this open and move it up and down, lock it in, and get a perfect fit wherever you want it. And you can see the little buckle here is signed with Casio. So it is what it is. It works good. I think it looks good with the style of the watch, and so I'm happy with the bracelet. Let me jump back in front of the camera and I'll share some final thoughts about this watch. Well, I've really surprised myself at how much I love this little watch right here. I didn't know that this was going to happen going into it, but this is a great piece, and I think it's going to stay in my collection for quite some time. I like that gunmetal look, the negative display, the stainless steel bracelet, that impressive backlight that is here. Again, the negatives are, though, that it's kind of fragile. That case being plastic, the crystal being plastic, susceptible to scratches and even cracking. If you drop this the right way or drop something heavy on it, it probably would crack that plastic case. So definitely not a beater type watch, but it is a good, just everyday casual watch. And again, I think it would be great if they made these with solid stainless steel cases and even solar power. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Casio has the technology, and I think they should put it in watches like this right here. Well, what do you guys think about this particular A168 model from Casio? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to interact with you there. If you're interested in this particular model, it's hard to find, but I'll try and leave some links down in the description below, at least to the A168 line of watches, where you can look at the variations that they have in this model. Thank you for tuning in today. Please give this video a like if you liked it. That really helps out. But that's it for today. We'll see you next time here on the Town Watch.